Hello, Nino.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing good. About to do a shift at the hospital.
Um,
How can I help
I
you?
want to ask you a
Yep.
direct question,
Yes.
and I want your
Tomorrow
honest
is your day. We do
answer.
whatever you want, honey.
Jimmy, is that you?
Do I need to run a 4th term?
Say no. Say no. Say no.
I want to say no.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you. Come on.
Truthfully, I feel like you could probably not run a 4th term.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Because I feel like you can get a bar license and fuck them up even more.
That's not a reality, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think you've done so much that I don't think you need to run a 4th term.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Peri. I needed that.
You're all good.
What next question.
Yes.
What's going on with the could you go into detail about this BVF?
BVF is the black vein fever, the thing that we were talking about at one of the meetings.
Yeah, like in terms of the research?
So right now we're setting up the clinical trials of doing it's hard to explain. Where is my notes? Where is the notes that the doctor has? It's basically just different procedures that have got, like, to try and see if we can
I guess what I'm
find a way
asking
to push it.
I guess what I'm asking
Yeah.
here, and I want to be very transparent, is
Yes.
I'm asking more for is the humane lab stuff involved? And the reason I
No.
ask that is, like, I'm not listen.
Humane Labs isn't involved.
Gotcha. I'm not, and just to be clear from my position, right? Obviously, Jason is on my staff, but
Yeah.
the relationship with Humane Labs is like that's her thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm asking more for
That's-
understanding rather than why isn't she type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'm running. I've got a piece of legislation that I'm about to probably throw off in the next couple hours
Oh,
about possibly getting outside help that we can get outside help. So, but they have to, of course, follow our standards and procedures, or like the doctor's
of course.
standards.
Right.
So, hopefully, that should stop that side of things too.
Okay.
And illegal stuff like that, because it's for the clinical trials and also like waivers and blah blah blah, so that we don't get sued, because stuff might be a little dangerous at the same time and might have reactions to it. So.
Right. You end up giving something to somebody, then it. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because like Joe was talking to one of the doctors on, we should probably you need to write waivers. Like, but they've given verbal. No, don't do verbal consent. No, I'm not getting a headache, please.
Have
I have written that piece of legislation. I'm going to throw it to the other doctors to go, hey, read it, and then get that up tonight, so that is ready and should get read by the DOJ straight away.
understood.
Otherwise, I'm going to annoy them.
Okay. Yeah, we're still waiting on I know that they pushed a bunch of stuff yesterday. Hopefully they look at it. I know we got SAS up, which is a good one. Princess ended up writing that. That's like making sure everyone's actually signing, because we don't genuinely, I think a lot of the stuff they never actually signed, which is scary if you think about it.
Do you want me to sign it too, so then it's all free?
Yes. Yeah. That's a great idea. You know?
I was gonna say, because that might be best as well if I sign
Yes,
it too.
I think that's a really good idea.
All right. I know that I've got another thing I've got to, because I've been waiting for the DOJ to help me fix the penal code, but they're not fixing the penal code of unauthorized transactions, so I'm going to probably throw that up as well. Because, yeah. because I need to get rid of the per se part of it and reword it entirely.
Yes. Okay.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that should all be done tonight.
Okay. Hell yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
I'm still running uncontested. Again.
That's good. That is
It's
good.
good.
Transparently, there's been a lot of discussion leading up to Tuesday where the conclusion by my staff and others was run again a fourth, and specifically aim to, well, do quite a few things. However, after yesterday, I kind of woke up and I'm just kind of been sitting back and I'm like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this?
Yeah, see, that's the thing of what was going through my head. It's like, do I want to do this? But it seems like I need to do this. But in your case, you've done 3 terms already.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to push yourself to the point of, I hate everything. So.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. For me, the biggest battle is effectively, how do I put this? There's like that internal strife of like, if I don't, the DOJ takes over, right? Realistically.
Yeah.
Which,
Nah, man, I don't watch Fame or Shame.
to be fair, it could lead to an economic collapse, and that might be a good thing. You know what I mean? We could start all over again.
It could be that, and it'll be perfectly fine. But I don't think I'm gonna let. I'm totally not gonna let them fucking slide.
You know, if it wasn't for the meeting with the governor, I don't think this would have been a very difficult decision.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of, it was such a mask off moment. Like, you know, there's like the notion of like, you think you know how bad something is, and then you really find out. It was kind of like that. Yeah.
Like that was how it was for me. I was like, wait a minute, why is Weiss the only one talking? Like,
yeah,
huh?
it was like,
and then like the fact that he literally kept on talking over the governor, and then I had to explain it to him. No, literally, you can fix the penal code by making legislation like I fucking did.
Yes.
And he shut the fuck up.
Well, but the problem with even that is his like memory in his brain is like probably 60 seconds. So I think his impression was they can just change shit without the other bits in place. Does that kind of make sense?
No, yeah, that's literally like, because the way he was saying it as well was like he only heard 10% of it. It was like, oh, so we can throw up legislation like how Sama does, get constitutionally checked, and then put it straight through. No, that's not what he meant.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah,
he
but then his
like,
eyes opened up. It was kind of like watching, like they found a new cheat code. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally what I saw. He definitely found a new cheat code. I'm like, that's. Oh.
But he thought he did. To me, for me, that reaction was just gross. I mean, it just. Have I told you what they him and Hart, maybe others, in front of Quantum, because that's how out of touch they were, not knowing who Quantum works for, stated that they're not doing any of the they said we're not going to do anything Nino just said regarding the penal code and the review that we agreed to do. Yeah, that was the bit where I'm just like, we need to just strip them. Like,
oh, that's the point of, yeah, no, you need to do that. Like,
yeah,
we all need to do that.
Because
if they literally said that in front of like Quantum, hell no. No.
It is like what they're saying. That to me, that sentence means they do not believe in the Constitution. They actually want to govern from Bermuda or wherever the fuck, right? Which is so fucking like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
I actually have even more. I have even more to you about that. Because Hart and that were around for Jaina's impeachment hearing.
Yes. Oh my God. Imagine spending more time like impeaching a magistrate versus how much time you spent training her. Like, what the fuck?
What's even funnier? Apparently, Violet overheard them say both McNee and Hart go. See, this is why we're not around, so we don't get conflicted.
Conflicted on what?
That's what I mean. like on court cases and stuff. I'm like, that's not how that works. If you're gonna get conflicted, you walk away. Like you don't have conversations about possibly getting conflicted. It's like that's not how that works.
Speak
Like
to you next week, okay?
at all. So that's the reason why they're not around, is so they don't get conflicted on court cases.
So that may okay. On principle, it's not the worst take.
It's not the
right?
worst. Yeah.
However, the problem is, if that's your mode, then you equally should not have authority over every, like, 70% of the functions of the city, right? Passing, like, just stopping the mayors from being able to do their job, making decisions. Like, I don't fucking know. It's actually insane. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. That's so crazy. What was the conclusion of the Jaina thing?
I think she was so they said the rest of it was out of statute of limitations, the other two instances. So they're putting that to the side. If it wasn't, they would have done something. But they're going to punish her behind closed doors, I believe they said, if she gets through the next magistrate thing. Because she's not been being sworn in, I don't think, as a full judge. Because it technically wasn't just her for the Reggie Mike case. And it was the other two judges too. So she was found kind of not at fault. And they're going to discuss it internally. Which, when I heard it, I was confused. So, yeah, it's confusing.
Oh my god. I feel so bad for her because she has done some foolish things, but she's a magistrate is like a cadet, right? In my mind, like the cadet equivalent of a judge, because they're voted in. And so if she's left to her own accord, what is the expectation, right? It's like, and for me, when I sit back and I ask myself the following question, they run and maintain the bar association.
Yep.
They run and maintain the magistrates. When there's no training, and don't get me wrong, I know Sean's done some work, I'm sure Faulkner's done some work, but it's not enough, right? When you hold control of so many institutes, you're by virtue of that already conflicted, right? Because you're signing documents that have such influence. Now, if we're not generating more lawyers due to the failing bar, we're not going to be generating quality magistrates out of that pool. But then even if they're not getting trained in that pool of magistrates, then what?
Yeah, it's just, it's confusing. It's like how like, if there are magistrates that you get hired and they're not trained and don't know half the shit that they're meant to know, it's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
It's bad.
I don't think it's confusing. I think it's just like, it's like, what do we do when these are failing institutes, right? I don't know.
Yep, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's why I don't want you running a fourth term, because you're
gonna get a heart attack.
You're gonna have a heart attack, or you're just gonna have an aneurysm in one of the meetings.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it. I really do.
You're absolutely welcome.
I'm probably gonna decide in the next, like, probably by Friday morning.
Yeah.
But
just take the time to think it. Don't let your cabinet influence you.
They've been very supportive. It's not,
Yeah.
but that's the problem. It's not the cabinet. It's
Okay.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
that's the bigger. I don't know. There's that, like, sense of duty, right? Enough people say
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, and it's like, What now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what do I do now? Like, what can I do? Type of thing.
Yeah, exactly that.
But
Hey,
I know you'll make the right decision that's good for you, so you
Yeah.
won't have an aneurysm or a heart attack. Just take it easy, okay, Nino?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Peri.
You're absolutely welcome.
You take
Bye.
care. Bye. God damn it.